All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, Monday, November 7th, 2022. Got quite a bit to talk about today. Got a bunch of NBA games. Got college basketball as well. My favorite team, IU, actually plays tonight. IU's ranked number 13th in the country.
Play Morehead State. A couple of pretty famous Muncie people played for Morehead State. Rob Barker and Eddie Childress. They were pretty famous players back in my day in the 80s.
I was gonna say I didn't recognize those names very much, so I figured they must have been.
Yeah, they in the 80s, but both real good players, and they're alumni of Morehead State.
I didn't recognize those names very much.
But they were real good players.
All right, got good or sounds good, so we'll get. But yeah, got like I said, we got Monday Night Football tonight. Got big slate of NBA games, big slate of college basketball games. I haven't even looked at the hockey. I'm sure there's probably a pretty good slate of hockey games tonight as well. No more Major League Baseball. World Series ended Saturday night with the Astros getting a big win. I still think that Phillies manager messed up by taking that pitcher out when he did. Yeah. Not saying they would have won they would have won that game, but I don't see why you take your pitcher out when he's on throwing 70 pitches and that he struck that guy out twice that night. The guy hadn't had no success against him.
I'll be honest with you. It panned out fine for Houston. I didn't agree with them taking out their pitcher.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Well, as he was pitching. But, I mean, it panned out.
Well, that's Major League Baseball nowadays.
That's true. It's hard for me to get
They take everybody out. So, used to, you didn't want to get to your bullpen until, like, the 8th inning if you could. Now, it's like, as soon as it gets in 5th, 6th inning, let's get to our bullpen. And it's just a different style of baseball, and I just haven't got used to it yet.
Back in the day, a lot of the pitchers in the era I would come from, they got warmed up after 70, 80 pitches because they was used to pitching 120, 130 pitches. So, I mean, they were just getting warmed up. But they was really starting to unwind and really pitch better at that point.
All right. Don Play says, yo, fellas, I need a little help with college basketball. We're going to talk some college basketball. I have a few picks I'm going to give out for college basketball. Let's go ahead and we'll kick off with tonight's NFL game, and then we'll jump into basketball.
I got a parlay for that game tonight. Parlay.
And Don Play, we appreciate you. Appreciate you've been joining us here for the last week or so. We appreciate your support. Monday Night Football, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. Ravens are 1.5 point favorites, minus 130 on the money line. Saints are plus 110 on the money line. Over-under is at 46.5. I like the Ravens to win this game. Saints defense looked real good last week. Are they going to show up and play like that again? Saints just haven't been real consistent. I think they're still going to start. As far as I know, they're still starting. What's his name? Andy Dalton, Red Rifle.
Red Rifle.
They're still starting him over Winston, as far as I know, even though Winston is healthy. They lost Michael Thomas for the season. I just don't think the Saints have been consistent enough. But to go with that point, the Ravens hasn't been real consistent either, especially in fourth quarters of games. Their defense has collapsed. Lamar Jackson's had some struggles in fourth quarter of games.
That's true.
And the way the NFL went this week, it makes it harder to pick games because, I mean, there's a lot of upsets this week. The teams that won that you didn't think would win.
What's the point spread again on that?
Point spread 1.5. For Ravens. Ravens are 1.5 point favorites.
It's tough because Ravens got so many injuries. Who's Jackson going to throw?
Andrews, about all he has.
Andrews is out.
Oh, he ain't playing tonight?
I don't believe he's playing.
I'm gonna have to check that because that changes my thought process. I thought
last I heard he wasn't playing. They was going to play. They was going to start that. I forget the guy's name. Well, I don't want to say it wrong because I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, let me look that up real quick. because that changes my thought process on that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the way I took it, that he was
Yeah,
wasn't going to
I
play.
thought Bateman was out and Andrews was playing.
Okay, I didn't think Andrews was
But
playing. I
you
could be
might
wrong.
no, you might be right. I'm not gonna lie. Today's been a crazy day with the Colts firing Reich and bringing in Jeff Saturday as coach,
Yeah.
a new interim coach. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight at 6 Eastern on our Indianapolis Colts show, Horseshoe Talk. So come join us tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern for that. But let me look this up real quick because that changed my thought process. And you're welcome, Don. And then also, see, I like the under the 46.5 as well in that game tonight. And I even like it more if Andrews isn't playing. I even like it more. Let me see I'm gonna pull up the injury report here real quick. That's one I missed. Let's see. No, you're right. Mark Andrews is not playing tonight.
I didn't think so.
All right, so that even changes my thought process on this a little more without Andrews, because he's the number one target they have. They don't have a whole lot of receiving depth. Injury report real quick for tonight's game. For the Baltimore Ravens, you have the wide receiver Demarcus Robinson that's questionable. Linebacker Malik Harrison questionable. Guard Patrick McCarry is questionable. Cornerback Marcus Peters is questionable. And tight end Mark Andrews is out. For the New Orleans Saints, you have cornerback PJ Williams. He's on injured reserve, so he's out. Wide receiver Jarvis Landry is questionable. Running back Mark Ingram is out. Cornerback Marshawn Lattimore is out. And linebacker Chase Hansen is out. So this that kind of changes my thought process in this, because I like the Ravens, and I like the Ravens in this game, and also like the under the 46.5. But I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of a little bit more leery of taking the Ravens on the money line now, because it scares me about who Lamar Jackson is going to throw the ball to.
Yeah. Well, that's why. See, I did a parlay for the NFL. This is what I went with. I went with the because of the injuries. I went with the New Orleans Saints because it's at the Saints home game.
Yeah, it's a home game for the Saints.
And I went with the Saints win money line. I went with the under 47, and I went with Jackson rushing over 59 and a half rushes. $10 bet is worth $99.60 plus $8.96. I like that bet. I mean, you could go the other way and go the Ravens and keep the other things. But I think it's going to be under 47 because I think there's going to be a hard time scoring points.
Yeah, I like the under the 46.5.
And I like Lamar Jackson rushing over.
Oh yeah, he's going to have to do a lot of rushing probably because you don't have no receiver options really.
So I kind of like that bet. So that's what I went with on NFL parlay.
And the Saints defense looked dominant last week against the Raiders as well. But I mean, you think the Raiders offense should be able to put up.
Raiders got weapons, but they were. Carr didn't hardly have a chance last week.
Oh no,
they
didn't have a chance. They are going to start Andy Dalton for the Saints. I think this game's going to come down to can the Saints stop Lamar Jackson from running the ball all over? That's going to be a big key. But the Saints, like you said, Saints are at home.
Well, and the other running back, the Baltimore, I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm looking it up. Will be starting. Has had a pretty good performance this last couple games. Edwards is out again, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
So, and he can catch the ball too out of the backfield. So I'm hoping. Of course, he's on my fantasy team. I'm hoping for a big game from him. And they don't have a lot of other.
And you got to remember that added to that Baltimore defense is Roquan Smith.
Yep.
As well. That I think is really going to help. Man, that still has me. It's just weird seeing that Jeff Saturday is the interim head coach of the Colts.
Well, we talked that Reich was gone.
Yeah,
After the way they played this last game.
we said it right after during the game yesterday that Reich was going to be gone today.
And, guy made a pretty good point today, and I'm not taking up for Reich, but it kind of sucks. I mean, he gets in there and he thinks he's going to have Andrew Luck as his quarterback, and they never did.
Yeah.
And then he helped pick the quarterbacks. I'm not taking up for him, but they never found the answer.
But now you're bringing in a guy as interim head coach who has coached some high school, and that's it. So, don't get me wrong, I love Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
I've always been a Jeff Saturday fan.
I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a football guy. I think that the reason he brought him in because the most glaring
weakness is the offensive
line, and I think that he's coming in to try to repair it and then go from there. Probably going to see a new coach next year, more likely, I would think. But
you never know
if he comes in and wins. Gets him.
Like I said, I don't know if he's going to have to win a bunch. If he just the team starts looking better. You know what I mean? Especially with all the
I think they're going to have to win for him to be coach next year. That's my opinion. I'm not
saying. I'm just saying
with a 3-5-1 record. I'm not saying he got to make the playoffs.
No, but that's what I mean.
But if they go get 8 wins now,
if they win 5 games down the stretch, you have to hire him because we got a tough schedule down the stretch.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if we win 5 games down the stretch with the way we've been playing. So man, I'm a little back and forth on the NFL game. I do really like the under the 46.5 in that game. We'll go more about the winner here when I give out the picks of the day. Well, I guess we can go over to NBA. NBA, you got a big slate of games. You have the Wizards and Hornets. Hornets are 2.5-point favorites, minus 138 on the money line at home. The Wizards are plus 118 on the money line. I like the Hornets at home in this game. Then you have the Rockets and Magic. Orlando is 5-point favorites at home, minus 200 on the money line. The Rockets are plus 168 on the money line. Over under is at 224. I favor the Magic being at home. Then a game that I am interested in for tonight. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons are the Thunder are 1.5-point favorites on the road, minus 120 on the money line. The Pistons are plus 102 on the money line at home. I like the Pistons at the either I'd take them on the money line at plus 102. You get better odds, but I like the Pistons at home over the Thunder. Then we have the New Orleans Pelicans at the Indiana Pacers. Pelicans are 5-point favorites, minus 196 on the money line. The Pacers are plus 164 on the money line. Over-unders at 233. Like I said, I haven't really looked, make sure everybody's healthy, but I would favor the Pelicans in this game just because they have the more established team. They have the better team. Pacers, don't get me wrong, I like the Pacers rosters. I think the Pacers are getting. I've seen improvement from the first game to now. I like the core we have with Halliburton and Mathurin. Mathurin as a rookie is playing real well. He's going to be in that Rookie of the Year conversation. So I mean, I can see this game being a competitive game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Most of the Pacers games have been high scoring games. So what I like in this more than anything would be the over the 233 is what I would like in the Pacers and Pelicans. I like the over. Then you got the Phoenix Suns at the Philadelphia 76ers. Suns are 2.5-point favorites, minus 146 on the money line. The Sixers are plus 124 on the money line. Over under for this game is 214.5. I like the Phoenix Suns in this game. Phoenix has been playing some good basketball. Sixers have been up and down, haven't really been consistent. I think James Harden might still be out. So I like the Suns in that game. Milwaukee Bucks at the Atlanta Hawks. Bucks are 4-point favorites on the road, minus 164 on the money line. Hawks are plus 138 on the money line. Over-unders at 226. I like the Milwaukee Bucks over the Hawks. Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls. I like the Bulls at home here against the Raptors. Then game I think it's going to be a fun game to watch tonight. Boston Celtics at the Memphis Grizzlies. Celtics are 3.5-point favorites, -164 on the money line. The Grizzlies are +138 on the money line. Over-unders at 231. I think this is going to be a real good game. I think you get good value by taking Memphis at home at the plus, getting them at plus money. Don't get me wrong, Celtics are a good team as well, but at home, I like Memphis because you get good value at the +138 on the money line. You got the Brooklyn Nets at the Dallas Mavericks. You would think with all the talent on them two teams, that'd be a real good game, but the Nets really haven't been able to put it together. They've been a mess with all this Kyrie Irving stuff going on. So, so it's hard to pick the Nets just because they have so much drama going on there. So I do kind of like the Mavericks in that game. Clippers and Cavs, I think is going to be a good game too. The Cavs are actually 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Clippers in this game. I think this could be a good game. I think there's decent value taking the Clippers at the +152 on the money line as well in this game. Did you have any NBA?
I didn't do any NBA. I did NFL, college basketball, and I got an NHL parlay also.
All right.
And one of my my NHL parlay hit from last Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I had the Golden Knights money line against the Canadians that came in. The Avalanche money line against the Blue Jackets, and I had the Winnipeg Jets money line against the Blackhawks on Saturday night, and it hit.
So far, my NFL picks from Friday, I'm 1, 2, and 1. I had the Seahawks right. I had the Colts and Dolphins wrong. Dolphins won, but they didn't cover. And then the Vikings was a push. I had them at -3. They won by 3. And then I have the Ravens. I picked the Ravens to win the night. It was a pick I gave out over the week or gave out on Friday.
Yeah, on my picks total, I had my 3 NHL were right. I was 2-2 on NFL, and I was 2-2 on my college.
No, Don, we're getting ready to talk college basketball now. Yeah, we're getting ready to talk some college basketball now. He asked, would you take Northwestern money line over Boston
University?
Yeah. There's a lot of college basketball games, so I'm not going to go through every one of them because we'd be here forever. I'll go through the ones I like, and then I will look at that game. No, wait, Northeastern.
Northeastern.
I do like Indiana, the -24.5 over Morehead State. Indiana is my favorite. It is my favorite college basketball team as well. But I think they're gonna have a good squad this year, and a lot of these. Here at the beginning of the season, you see a lot of these teams play these smaller programs.
Yeah.
And I expect IU to put out a good performance tonight.
Supposed to have a pretty good team this year. We'll see.
See another game I like. Let me find it back on here, and I'm looking for that one he was talking about too. I like Michigan -15.5 against Purdue. Fort Wayne IPUI. Fort Wayne. It's a small college here in Indiana. I like Michigan at the -15.5 in that game. All right, and then I like Duke. -15.5 over Jacksonville. I just think it is going to be interesting to see Duke without Coach K. That's going to be kind of weird because Coach K's been on that sideline for so long. All right, I'm looking for the Northeastern game. Did you have any college basketball?
Yeah, I've got a college basketball parlay. I'll go ahead and give it. I got LaSalle at Villanova. I'm gonna take LaSalle. I'm gonna take the points plus 15.5. I got George Mason at Auburn. I'm gonna take Auburn -12, and I got Sacramento State at UCLA. I'm gonna take UCLA -23.5. A $10 bet on that would be worth 71.20 plus 612.
Okay. Northeastern, I found it. Northeastern's or Boston University is a 1.5 point favorite, minus 126 on the money line. Northeastern is a plus 105 dog. So you're getting them a little better than even money. I like that. I think there's value there. You're getting a dog on the road for a little better than even money. Uh, Being the first game of the season as well. So yeah, I kind of like the Northeastern over Boston University. I think there's good value there. Uh, Getting a dog, a slight dog at plus money like that. Man, there's a lot of college basketball
Yep.
games, but the three games I really like in college basketball is Michigan minus 15.5, IU minus 24.5. I usually don't take games at 24.5 points, but I think IU is going to put out a good performance, and then Duke at minus 15.5. I think all of them three teams are going to get off to a good start tonight. You said you had some hockey.
Yep. Yeah, I got
Yeah, I'll
NHL.
go ahead and let you talk. Let you talk some hockey. I'm actually going to see if I can find a little more information about this Northeastern game real quick.
Okay, I've got NHL parlay. I got the St. Louis Blues at the Boston Bruins. I'm gonna take the Bruins minus 1.5. I've got the Calgary Flames at the New York Islanders. I'm gonna take the Flames money line, and I've got the Edmonton Oilers at the Washington Capitals, and I'm gonna take the Edmonton Oilers money line. $10 bet worth 74.20 plus 642.
Huh.
I've been doing pretty good on the
I'm gonna
hockey.
say, yeah, you've been doing good on the
I've
hockey.
hit about 3 of them now, so it's not been doing too bad. And my team Vegas, I think, is like 11 or 12-2 right now. They're playing really well. They don't play again until tomorrow at 7, but they've been playing really well. Scoring a lot of goals, and their goalie's been playing real well. So Vegas definitely a team to look out for.
Yeah, Don. I like Northeastern on there. From what I can find, I think that'd be a pretty good pick. So I was trying to find a little more information about it, but in smaller schools, it's kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Give me 1 second. Let me try it this way real quick. Okay, but I'll go ahead and give out some of my best picks of the day while I'm looking at this. In the NFL, I'm going to go with the Ravens money line. Not going to change it because that was the pick. Or actually, I gave out Ravens minus 2.5. But since it's only minus 1.5, I'm going to go Ravens money line. And I like the under the 46.5 in that game. Did you have anything on the NFL? Did you have a parlay or
Yeah,
something?
I've got the NFL parlay. I gave it, but I'll give it again.
Yeah.
Let me find it here. Yeah, I went with the Saints money line. I went with the under 47, and I went with Lamar Jackson over 59.5 yards rushing. $10 bet worth 99.60 plus 896. I like that bet, especially with all the Ravens injuries.
Yeah.
But you could flip that if you wanted to go ahead and take the Ravens. It still would be worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Even if you took the Ravens. But I definitely like the under 47 and the Lamar Jackson getting over 59.5 yards rushing.
All right, let me see if I can find this real quick. This way. I know it started like at 7:30 or something. These are probably. Oh man, I don't know what. You know what? I don't even know what conference they would be in.
I'm not even sure what conference that is.
I think they are. I think they're Division One.
Yeah, they're Division One, but it's one of the small conferences.
All right. I should be able to find it right here, real quick for you. Real quick, just give me 1 second. Uh, in the NBA tonight, I like the Pistons on the money line. The Suns minus 2.5. The Milwaukee Bucks minus 4. The Chicago Bulls minus 2.5. And then I like the Pacers and Pelicans over 233. Ball State plays Earlham tonight. All right, come on. Where are you at? I see a lot of games. Man, there's a lot of good college football games. or college basketball games. I mean, which I ain't gonna lie, I like watching college basketball better than I do the NBA most of the time, just because they play. There it is, Northeastern at Boston University. This will give me a little more information on it. In college basketball tonight, like I said, like Michigan minus 15.5, IU minus 24.5, and Duke minus 15.5. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I do. Don, I do like the. I'm looking at a little more information. Uh, Boston University didn't have a great team last year. Uh, Northeastern, both teams were about real similar last year. So yeah, I like taking Northeastern here at the opener plus money. I think that is a pretty good pick, good value there. All right, did you have any other picks for today?
Nope. I think I give them already. I mean, I can go over them again real quick.
Picks done pretty good last week. I know Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I was 18-6. I'll tally up the picks from Friday because I gave out picks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Friday. I'll get those tallied up and we'll put those numbers out tomorrow because we were out of town at a wrestling show yesterday. I didn't got back kind of late and didn't get it done. So I'll get out the official record for the week tomorrow. We'll go ahead and then we'll see how we start this week off. But my picks, just to recap real quick: Ravens money line and the under the 6.5 in tonight's Monday Night Football game. NBA, I like the Pistons money line, the Suns minus 2.5, the Milwaukee Bucks minus 4, the Chicago Bulls minus 2.5, and the Pacers and Pelicans over 233. And in college basketball, I like Michigan minus 15.5. I like Indiana minus 24.5 and Duke minus 15.5. And I'll let Dad go ahead and recap his picks real quick before we get out of here.
Okay, go ahead and do my NHL parlay. Again, I took the St. Louis Blues at the Boston Bruins. I took the Bruins minus 1.5. Calgary Flames at the New York Islanders. I took the Flames money line. Then I took the Edmonton Oilers at the Washington Capitals. I took the Oilers money line. $10 bet worth $74.20 plus 642. NFL parlay, I took the Ravens and Saints game. I took the Saints to win money line. I took the under 47, and then I took Lamar Jackson over 59.5 rush. $10 bet worth $99.60 at plus 896. College basketball, I took LaSalle plus 15.5 at Villanova. Then I took George Mason at Auburn. I took Auburn minus 12. Then I took Sacramento State at UCLA. I took UCLA minus 25.5. $10 bet worth $71.20 plus 612.
All right.
And if people want information, there's a site that I use, especially for the small teams. It's called OddsShark. They even do computer predictions and different stuff. They predicted that game that he was talking about, North Boston winning 70-69 is their computer prediction.
By 1 point.
By 1 point.
I'm gonna say from what I saw,
Northeastern's plus 2.
Yeah, from what I saw, they had it pretty as a pretty even game. So I mean, most of your sports books and like sports betting people, they had it as a pretty even game. That's why I said I think there's pretty good value getting at the plus money. But hey, the way this weekend's been in sports, you never know. Who would have thought the Bills was going to lose yesterday? Hell, the Bears almost beat the Dolphins.
Green Bay's
Green Bay's
this year.
I didn't think they was going to be as good as they had been, but I didn't think they was going to be this bad.
No, I didn't expect this. I expected maybe 10-7.
11-6, something like that. Is what I was expecting.
I wasn't expecting them to be what they are right now.
I mean,
Rams are struggling. 49ers are about 500. I mean, teams.
Everybody's talking about the Eagles, and I understand why they're undefeated. But these people that are just discounting San Francisco because McCaffrey has injury problems. Well, it doesn't mean he's going to have injury problem the rest of the season.
Same thing with
Samuel. I mean, Kittle. If 49ers are healthy, especially with the defense they have. They could be a real dangerous team.
Same thing with the Giants
Yep.
and Barkley. Everybody said, well, Barkley ain't stayed healthy. He has for 8 games so far this year. I mean,
yeah. I still think that OBJ there's a good chance he's going to end up in Buffalo.
Hey,
I still think there's a good chance he ends up in Buffalo.
I think Tennessee sent out a message last night with their defense. If their defense can play that way, and Tannehill can come back and play decent.
If Tannehill played last night, they might have won that game. The way their defense played,
I think so.
They had no offense last night.
No,
I mean,
just run, and then eventually.
I think he completed 5 or 6 passes the whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, and ain't nothing against Willis. He's a rookie. He's learning. I mean, yeah, he ran the ball. I mean, he made some plays with his legs. He just, I mean, and if he was ready to play, they'd already been playing him over Tannehill. There's a reason why they're sitting behind Tannehill.
Yeah, you got to say that they're a team that's they're a team that could be in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, because they're what, 6-3 now?
Yeah, they're a team that could be there. They about beat Kansas City. I mean, I think they can match up with.
They'd have to play the same kind of game against Buffalo. Rely on their defense and
the guy pointed out on the afternoon show, Buffalo and Kansas City could have problems in the playoffs because they have trouble running the football.
Yep.
That could end up being an issue. Just relying on the pass all the time, it can be tough. So they're definitely. I mean, I think they're 2 real good teams, but Jets slowed down Buffalo and played a great defensive game and had the right formula, and teams are going to look at that tape, and they're going to do the same thing. Same thing with Tennessee and Indianapolis. They slowed down Kansas City's offense. Teams are going to look at that tape. And
look at the Colts. We're terrible, and we beat the Chiefs. It's just sometimes matchups and game. And
and that's another thing. You got Taylor, who's not 100%. Everything's went wrong for the Colts. I mean, I'm not making excuses. I think Reich, it was time to go ahead and get rid of him. But not everything went his way. I mean, you come in there and you think you're going to have Andrew Luck as your quarterback. That never got solved. I know you tried. He was part of the decision.
Did you see where somebody in the afternoon show tried to tell me that Jacoby Brissett was a better quarterback for the Colts than Andrew Luck?
No, he was not better.
What kind of damn drugs has that dude been on?
But I disagree with that. But I don't know that any quarterback they've run in since has been a big upgrade.
I think Rivers played pretty good that season.
I'm never a Rivers fan.
No, but Rivers played pretty good that season.
He didn't play bad.
We should have beat Buffalo if it wasn't for passing up on field goals. We beat Buffalo in the playoffs.
I would just like to see. I would like to see what Jacoby would have done if he never got hurt.
Yeah,
it could have been a different story.
It could have been.
The Colts had a good team around him.
Yeah, it could have been. Now, don't get me wrong. Well, I think Wentz played pretty good last year too. I don't know. I mean, we're seeing. I don't know.
You see how much better Washington's playing without him. So I don't know. I think there's a disconnect between Wentz and other players.
But I don't think Brissett was our answer either.
I'm not saying he was the answer, but we just ain't had the answer. And I don't know, going out and getting Tennessee's quarterback or getting Alabama's quarterback or whoever.
We might have a guy. I mean, Ellinger hasn't looked bad. I know these people are. We'll talk more about that later too.
I was aggravated. I mean, and I really like the guy on ESPN, Riddick. But after 2 games to say that they don't have the quarterback of the future on the team, I think it's an unfair statement.
Yeah.
Let's give it the rest of the season and let somebody block.
Especially if you watch any of that game and saw the way the Colts offensive line played yesterday.
9 damn times. Shit.
Yeah. In the second game playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he had to run for his life quite a bit in the first game.
Yep. But all right, I'll recap my picks real quick. Ravens money line under 46.5 for tonight. Pistons money line, Suns -2.5. The Bucks at -4. Bulls -2.5, and the Pacers and Pelicans over 233. And then in college basketball, like Michigan -15.5. Indiana University -24.5, and Duke -15.5. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow us on Facebook and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room and at All Sports All Plays. Also, don't forget, we'll be live tonight or this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern with our Indianapolis Colts show, Horseshoe Talk. We'll talk about Frank Reich being fired, Jeff Saturday being named the new interim coach.
I'm stunned about that.
our terrible performance in yesterday's game against the Patriots. And then tonight at 7 p.m. or tonight, just a little after 7 or right at 7, we're going to air WCWO Fighting for Our Heroes. It was a wrestling show we was at yesterday. We recorded it. We're going to air it tonight. It was a benefit show for the HVAF, who helps out veterans and families.
Help out a lot of people
here in the Indianapolis area. There's actually an interview with them on there where they explain how many people they've helped and all that stuff.
Really cool.
But it was an awesome show yesterday, so come check that out. Check that out tonight at 7:00, and then at 11 p.m. Eastern night have Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. We'll recap Week 9 in the NFL. We'll talk some NBA, talk some college basketball since it's getting kicked off.
Sports Judge is gonna be all over you because he said Alabama wasn't wasn't one of the top teams in the college football.
But no, he tried to act like they're not contenders at all anymore. As long as they have Saban, they're going to be
contenders.
That conference is getting better.
But things are getting evened up all through college football. It's getting more parity, and because
I told everybody when that NIL started, give it about 5 or 6 years, and you were going 4 to 6 years, and you were going to start seeing a lot more parity, because now it's going to be harder for teams like Alabama to have to have all these 4 and 5 star recruits sitting on the bench on their team, because these guys can go somewhere else, get to play and get paid.
Exactly.
So I think there is going to be a lot more parity in college football because of that. But we appreciate everybody joining us today. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it, and hope to see you guys here in about an hour and a half for Horseshoe Talk, or tonight for the wrestling show, or Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. Easy Money and Sports Betting shows live Monday through Friday. We try for 3 p.m. Sometimes it goes a little later because the afternoon show, if it runs over some, but right around 3:30, we're usually live with Easy Money and Sports Betting show. But we appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And where's my
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.